Hi everyone, my name is Clara if you don't know me, and I'm the owner of The Ink Path. If you know me though, you will know that in this channel we talk about books in English and in Spanish. You select which kind of video do you want to watch and in which language, and we just chat a little bit. Today though, by the amount of books that I think you might be able to see, I have another stack here that you cannot see. We are going to do a very big book haul that probably will be divided in 3 parts to be able to make it, but I hope you enjoy this video and you tell me if you have read any of the books that I bought that are originally written in English. Because I live in Spain, I'm going to show you the Spanish covers and translations of those books, and if not, I will show you Spanish books that maybe if you have an advanced level of Spanish you may be able to follow. Having said that, let's start because this is the biggest book haul of the year. Ready? Let's do it. Now, this is, as I said, the biggest book haul of the year, and I say this because during the ending of the month of May and part of June, in Spain we celebrate the Feria del Libro de Madrid, or as you would translate it, the Book Fair of Madrid. Madrid is the capital of Spain, and alongside several smaller book fairs during this time of the year, in Retiro Park, in El Parque del Retiro, there's a really big book fair organized in this place, and there's a lot of signings from national and international authors and things like that. So I normally love this event because not only I am able to meet with favorite authors that I always love to catch up with a little bit and all of this stuff, but it's a great opportunity to meet friends. Recently, in the recent years, there's been a lot of conventions regarding booktube and bloggers and stuff, and I love it because it's outdoors, so if you don't want to be in the craziness of the book fair, you can just step out of it and go for a walk in the park, like in the other areas that are not related to the book fair and are just kind of ordinary park, and I love that. If you get a little bit confused and stressed out with the craziness of the fair. Having said that, I normally try to avoid buying books before the book fair starts because I know how crazy I get when the book fair happens. But this year I managed to buy a few books in May, and that's why I wanted to do this combined video about it. So let's start with the books I bought in May. There are some of them that I am not able to find because my bookcases are basically packed and full of books, and I don't remember where they are, but they are here, they are placed, and I will show you the cover if I am not able to find it, the physical copy. Having said that, let's start with the May part of the book. The first book I want to show you today is Las Razones de Yo by Isabel Frank, who is a Spanish author that published this tiny book that explores in a kind of feminist way what happened to Jo March, the main character of Louisa May Alcott's Little Women book. What happened to her when she went to New York. From the original story, we know that she meets Professor Bayer there, but this author explores how Jo encounters the literary world in New York and why she ends up taking the decisions she makes in the original world. I was very interested in this story for several reasons. First of all, Little Women is my favorite book from when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and it's been a while. And I adore it. I've seen several adaptations, and I love it in every way. And I always thought that even though I like the original book, I always thought that the episodes that happen in New York are very centered around Professor Blair, and that Jo loses a little bit of focus when it comes to her literary aspirations. And this book is perfect for exploring, according to Isabel Frank, what happened in New York. I also bought this book because I wanted to support Menades Editorial, Menades Publishing Company, which is a small publishing company dedicated to female writers, and writers that either are not very, very known, or that were very relevant in the previous centuries, but they were forgotten. The importance of this book is also personal. Not only I love this book, but I bought it in a very special place for me, which is Nakama Lib. Nakama Lib is my bookshop of reference. Is the bookshop I always tend to buy books from. They are placed. The bookshop is placed in the city center of Madrid, and I found it out of luck 3 years ago, and I think since then I've been a regular customer there, and the two booksellers know me so well that when they told me that they were going to bring these books to the bookshop, I asked them to send me one, and then in the same day they told me, Clara, you're going to love this other thing I'm going to show you. And they also bring to the bookshop, and I bought it as well, essay collection about Little Women that I don't remember where I place it. I know it's safe and it's here, but I have so many new books that I don't know where I place them. A book about the legacy of Little Women and how it has affected our society and influenced our society in a positive way, even though we are separated from centuries from Jo and her sisters. And I normally don't read essays, but I always wanted to explore if there were articles or essays that analyze a book so well, that I have read, so well loved by me, that I have read it so many times. And when I found one in Spanish that I could actually read, because the majority of those that I've read so far are in English, and I read them when I was studying, even though it wasn't on my field, but I read them out of kind of curiosity. So I wanted to keep this one as well. I'm going to show you the cover of the book itself. It's a translation by the surname of the author, I believe, but I will show you the Spanish cover because it's the one I have. In that same month, in May, I bought or I participated, better said, in this book. This is Entre Vidas by Laura Tárraga. Laura Tárraga is a Spanish author that only published in Spanish by now, or for now, and I know about this book because a friend of mine wanted to participate in the crowdfunding too. In the crowdfunding that helped to provide with the physical copy of the books, and we decided to have a double contribution in the sense that we would both receive a physical copy like this one, a digital copy as well, and other kind of bookish goodies related to the book. And I'm not going to say much because we have an unboxing that is in Spanish, but you can actually see because I put subtitles on it. So I leave you our crazy book haul for you, not book haul, unboxing, so you can actually watch it and enjoy it. Lastly, in the month of May, I bought El Orgullo del Dragón, El Orgullo del Dragón, written by Iria G. Barente and Selene M. Pascual. These two female authors are two Spanish authors that I have encountered several times in signings and other book-related and writers-related conventions. They are very, very known here in Spain, and they normally write YA, but combining the typical YA traits to the more important issues in our society nowadays. That's why they have so much recognition. In El Orgullo del Dragón, that could be translated as The Dragon's Pride. They explore two different worlds, two different countries, one for male and one for women. The country that is majority formed by women is less developed than the male one, and in those two realms you meet several characters that want to change the reality they live in, and they are looking for a more justice society with the condition that your genre doesn't have your gender doesn't have to be relevant to your own social status. And I don't know much more of that of the plot, other than it's a steampunk society, and I love the steampunk nowadays, so I really want to continue and read these over the summer.